title The Wicked Uncle. In the peaceful village of Okeado, everything seemed to hum in harmony. At the heart of the village stood the family farm, the pride and joy of the late Alhaji Olamide, a man who had spent his life cultivating both his land and his children. His younger brother, Durojaye, always showed up with polished smiles but never lifted a finger to help. He was content to sit back, watching his brother thrive. The bond between them was familial, but unseen resentment simmered beneath the surface. Alhaji Olamide, though, remained oblivious. The day came when tragedy struck. Alhaji passed away in his sleep, and suddenly his children were left orphans, their fate now lying in the hands of their uncle. Durojaye put on the mask of a sympathetic uncle. He promised to look after the children and the farm, giving them a future in the name of his brother's memory. However, behind closed doors, his mind churned with thoughts of the inheritance he'd soon control. He was quick to claim the farm, convincing the village elders that the children were too young to manage it. With a few well-chosen words and a bit of financial manipulation, Durojaye took what was rightfully theirs. He sold the livestock, drained the funds, and used the farm's resources for his own selfish pursuits. The children, now young adults, were left with nothing but empty promises and broken dreams. Though the siblings were left without a home, they found strength in their unity. The eldest, Ayotunde, had inherited her father's sharp mind. Kemi, the middle child, was full of determination, and little Adebayo, though young, had the spirit of a warrior. Instead of wallowing in despair, the siblings set out to rebuild their lives. Ayotunde found work as a teacher. Kemi became a skilled craftswoman, and Adebayo, inspired by his late father's hard work, turned to farming once more. Slowly, they rebuilt what was lost, learning and growing with every challenge life threw at them. Years passed, and Durojaye, now wealthy in land and status, found himself trapped in the very web of lies he had woven. The farm, once lush and thriving, had become barren. The money he'd gained from the land was wasted. His investments turned to dust. He began to struggle, but never once did he admit his wrongs. Instead, he blamed the children for ruining his life. Meanwhile, Ayotunde and her siblings had blossomed. They built a prosperous business from the very land their uncle had stolen. Their hard work paid off, and soon the village came to recognize them as the new guardians of their father's legacy. The day came when Ayotunde and her siblings returned to the farm, now a thriving operation. They had flourished, and they were ready to reclaim what was stolen from them. Durojaye, broken and alone, tried to keep up the illusion of power, but the village saw through his facade. The elders who once bowed to his wealth turned their backs on him. Ayotunde confronted her uncle, not with anger, but with a firm resolve. "The land will return to us," she declared. "The wealth you built on lies has crumbled just as all lies do." In his last years, Durojaye lived in isolation, consumed by bitterness. His riches had not bought him happiness or respect. The once proud man, who had stolen everything from his own flesh and blood, now had nothing but regret. The children, now grown, continued to thrive, embodying their father's legacy. They understood the lesson of their youth. Success built on deceit is fragile, and in the end it is unity, love, and hard work that truly sustain a family. As for Durojaye, his name became synonymous with greed, a cautionary tale whispered among the villagers for generations to come.